Hi, my name is David Warbridge, Senior Chartered Building Surveyor at Harrison Clarke, and today we're going to take this opportunity to talk to you about home renovation and refurbishments and some common mistakes we see in our daily life as building surveyors. Starting outside the property, one of the most common things we come across is poor pointing repairs, and often completed with inappropriate materials. Understanding the difference between traditional lime mortar and modern cement-based mortar is vital to ensuring you are undertaking works that are sympathetic to the existing property. The use of the wrong material can affect the way the building manages water and cause damp issues or actually damage the fabric of the building. You should always look to replace pointing with the type that was originally used. The other pointing problem we see commonly is not raking out the existing pointing well enough or just smearing over new mortar over the joints, done by particularly lazy or dishonest contractors. We always recommend that the pointing is raked out to a depth between 15 and 25 millimeters to ensure the new pointing will fix to the wall suitably. Getting the pointing right is vital in getting the best performance and life out of your walls. Pointing isn't the only inappropriate use of cement on older brickwork. Due to the waterproof nature of cement render is often used at low level as waterproofing. If this is done on the wrong type of wall, this can actually cause bigger problems than it's trying to solve and force water further into the property. Ensuring you have a full understanding of how the property was designed to manage water is vital in making the right choices of repairs and improvements, and mistakes can cause significant damage. Replacing windows is common when purchasing older properties, and if you decide to change older windows to modern ones, these can make a real impact on the efficiency and comfort of the property, but it is common to forget that this will also make the property more airtight. Huzzah, you might say! I've heard that makes homes more efficient, but this can also lead to condensation issues and mould in older properties that were designed not to be airtight if the walls are not suitably insulated. When fitting new windows, we always strongly recommend that the windows include trickle ventilation. This will allow suitable levels of background ventilation to remove moist air from inside the property, and don't forget to keep them open. Extensions can increase the amenity and value of a property and provide a much desired space, but we've found that their construction is often designed with little or no consideration of the original building. We commonly see mismatching types of floors, where solid floors have been used where the original building has suspended floors. This can stop ventilation of the floor void, allow condensation to occur where it can't be seen, which over time will result in rotten floors. This can be mitigated by installing ducts, but is commonly overlooked. The other common issue with extensions is the failure to carefully consider floor levels and damp-proof courses of the existing property. We've seen many instances where old external walls are plastered over, breaching the DPC, allowing damp to bypass this protection. This can cause significant damage to not only just the finishes, but potentially to the fabric of the building. Chimneys are common in properties built in and before the 1970s, but fell out of favour as central heating became more ubiquitous. These chimneys are often fitted with gas feature fires and more commonly log burning stoves. If looked after, they should remain an asset to the property. The issue we encounter most is where fireplaces have been removed and chimneys made redundant and boarded over. When the flue is blocked off at low level, this stops ventilation to the chimney flue. An unvented chimney can allow condensation to occur, introducing moisture into the chimney. At best, this will result in a damp patch on the chimney breast, but at worst, a chemical reaction occurs, causing the mortar and the brickwork to become damaged. In the very worst case scenario, this can result in the collapse of a chimney stack, causing damage or potential injury. Fortunately, this is an easy fix with the installation of vents where the fireplace used to be. Insulation improvement can really help with performance of a property and reduce those pesky energy bills. A popular choice is cavity wall insulation. There are various options and they should be properly considered. The two main types of insulation are blown fibre insulation and polystyrene beads, but some companies may offer a foam option. Whichever method you opt for, the important thing is to ensure that the insulation is uniform, as it can be easy to miss areas around openings or at high level. This can cause cold spots that will encourage condensation to occur. Certain types of cavity insulation may actually be detrimental to some properties and could cause damp issues if the wrong material is used, or even structural issues in some rare cases. The other popular solution is installing additional loft insulation if the levels are relatively low. There is a small risk that if installed incorrectly, the new insulation can restrict the ventilation of your loft space, and this can result in condensation if moist air can't escape quickly enough. Lastly, I want to touch on the importance of ensuring you have the appropriate documents and approvals in place. Although this may seem like the least exciting part and possibly a little daunting, this can save hours of stress and heartache in the future when you come to sell the property. There are useful resources available such as guides and information, and even an interactive house on the planning portal website. This has easy to understand guidance on when you do and do not require planning permission. Even if your work does fall under permitted development, you should look to get a certificate of lawful development from your local authority. You should also be aware that in some instances, a property may have restrictions on some or all types of permitted development, and a full planning application process would be required. Other considerations are required if your property is listed or in a conservation area. Building control approval is just as important, and you must ensure that a suitable application is made. As a rule of thumb, if your works make any changes to the structural elements of the property, externally or internally, or you're changing the property's use, building control approval will be required. Failure to obtain suitable approvals would cause issues when you sell the property in the future and leave you open to enforcement action, which can result in financial penalties or even lead to a custodial sentence. If you find yourself in need of professional guidance and advice, our friendly team here at Harrison Clarke would be more than happy to discuss the matter with you on 02381 550051 and see how we could best assist you, ensuring you can confidently move forwards and improving and maintaining your property.